You are now listening to the Infinite Moment Podcast. Welcome to episode 5 of the Infinite Moment Podcast. And today we will be talking about the importance of quality sleep. In this podcast, I attempt to address the causes of and solutions to our everyday stress. I rely on articles and studies to gain an understanding on how stress affects every one of us and what our best options are for reducing it. Together, we learn and are encouraged to implement the solutions that are revealed as we continue to broaden our understanding of stress. This podcast is powered by DissolveStress.com, so be sure to check that out for all your stress relief needs. So today, we're talking about quality sleep. And as always, we're going to take a look at a couple different studies and articles that give us some insight onto the importance of quality sleep and how to get that quality sleep. So let's check out our first article of the day. So our first article is in NIH News and Health from April 2021 and is titled Good Sleep for Good Health. Sometimes the pace of modern life barely gives you time to stop and rest. It can make getting a good night's sleep on a regular basis seem like a dream. But sleep is as important for good health as diet and exercise. Good sleep improves your brain performance, mood, and health. Not getting enough quality sleep regularly raises the risk of many diseases and disorders. These range from heart disease and stroke to obesity and dementia. There's more to good sleep than just the hours spent in bed, says Dr. Mariska Brown, a sleep expert at NIH. Healthy sleep encompasses 3 major things, she explains. One is how much sleep you get. Another is sleep quality, that you get uninterrupted and refreshing sleep. The last is a consistent sleep schedule. People who work the night shift or irregular schedules may find getting quality sleep extra challenging. And times of great stress like the current pandemic can disrupt our normal sleep routines, but there are many things you can do to improve your sleep. Sleep for repair. Why do we need to sleep? People often think that sleep is just downtime when a tired brain gets to rest, says Dr. Macon Nedergaard, who studies sleep at the University of Rochester. But that's wrong, she says. While you sleep, your brain is working. For example, sleep helps prepare your brain to learn, remember, and create. Nedergaard and her colleagues discovered that the brain has a drainage system that removes toxins during sleep. When we sleep, the brain totally changes function, she explains. It becomes almost like a kidney removing waste from the system. Her team found in mice that the drainage system removed some of the proteins linked with Alzheimer's disease. These toxins were removed twice as fast from the brain during sleep. Everything from blood vessels to the immune system uses sleep as a time for repair, says Dr. Kenneth Wright Jr., a sleep researcher at the University of Colorado. There are certain processes that occur in the body mostly or most effectively during sleep, he explains. If you don't get enough sleep, those processes are going to be disturbed. Alright, so that's highlighting the importance of quality sleep. Of course, quantity is important to our sleep, but the quality of sleep also will affect our overall health as well. Okay, so let's continue on in the article. How much sleep you need changes with age. Experts recommend school-age children get at least 9 hours a night, and teens get between 8 and 10. Most adults need at least 7 hours or more of sleep each night. There are many misunderstandings about sleep. One is that adults need less sleep as they get older. This isn't true. Older adults still need the same amount, but sleep quality can get worse as you age. Older adults are also more likely to take medications that interfere with sleep. Another sleep myth is that you can catch up on your days off. Researchers are finding that this largely isn't the case. If you have one bad night's sleep and take a nap or sleep longer the next night, that can benefit you, says Wright. But if you have a week's worth of getting too little sleep, the weekend isn't sufficient for you to catch up. That's not a healthy behavior. Yeah, and often, many times, we feel we may only be able to get some of our best quality sleep on a weekend, but it may take some lifestyle changes to get more of a consistently quality sleep pattern. So this article continues. Some people have conditions that prevent them from getting enough quality sleep, no matter how hard they try. These problems are called sleep disorders. The most common sleep disorder is insomnia. Insomnia is when you have repeated difficulty getting to sleep and or staying asleep, says Brown. This happens despite having the time to sleep and a proper sleep environment. It can make you feel tired or unrested during the day. Insomnia can be short-term, where people struggle to sleep for a few weeks or months. Quite a few more people have been experiencing this during the pandemic, Brown says. Long-term insomnia lasts for 3 months or longer. Sleep apnea is another common sleep disorder. In sleep apnea, the upper airway becomes blocked during sleep. This reduces or stops airflow, which wakes people up during the night. The condition can be dangerous if untreated. It may lead to other health problems. Okay, so that article pointed out some really good insights on the importance of why we should strive to get a quality night of sleep, how sleep is affected by cycles, the circadian rhythm, some of the myths around sleep. But overall, that gives us a good starting point to start to begin to understand why we should focus on our sleep patterns. And we may feel that there's not much time to get the level of sleep that we really would like to, but with some lifestyle changes and some simple things, we will find throughout these articles that we can make changes that will help with the quality of sleep and overall help with the quality of our lives. So now let's check out our next article. This article is titled The Importance of Sleep. It's by Shamar Charles. When you sleep, your body produces proteins called cytokines that have immune boosting effects and serve as fuel for your white blood cells. Lack of sleep decreases the production of cytokines and makes you more susceptible to bacteria and viruses. When you sleep, you allow your body to repair and rebuild. During this time, the body is able to clear debris from the lymphatic system, which boosts the immune system. While you sleep, there are many important processes that happen, including muscle repair, protein synthesis, tissue growth, hormone release. Sleep is a powerful stress reliever. It improves concentration, regulates mood, and sharpens judgment and decision making. A lack of sleep not only reduces mental clarity, but our ability to cope with stressful situations. This is due in part to the impact of chronically high levels of cortisol. Typically, your cortisol levels fall in the evening hours as one element of the body's natural preparation for sleep. When we put off sleep, cortisol levels remain high and interfere with the release of melatonin, a hormone that is essential for the regulation of sleep-wake cycles. Too little sleep impacts the rapid eye movement stage of sleep, also known as REM, which governs our processing of emotions and memories. Losing out on the restorative benefits of REM sleep directly impacts our mood, making us more irritable and more stressed out. So melatonin is another hormone that's related to sleep. It's necessary for the regulation of our sleep-wake cycles. So this shows us that if our hormones are in balance, our sleep will be affected by that. The link between sleep and memory processing is well established. Sleep serves as an opportunity for the mind to process all the stimuli that we have taken in while we are awake, and triggers changes in the brain that strengthen neural connections, helping us to form memories. These memories can be accessed later on through a process called recall. That's why teachers emphasize the importance of a good night's sleep before taking a test. So not only does sleep have to do with our stress, but honestly other important factors of our life such as memory. When you are sleep deprived, your body alters the hormones that regulate hunger and appetite. These hormones include leptin. This hormone suppresses appetite and encourages the body to expend energy. Ghrelin. This hormone triggers feelings of hunger. Both of these hormones are thrown off when you are short on sleep. Leptin goes down and ghrelin goes up. Lack of sleep makes you more prone to illness because your immune system isn't performing at its peak. A study found that people who averaged less than 7 hours of sleep were nearly 3 times more likely to develop a cold than their colleagues who were well rested. Alright, so that article was really good in terms of helping us understand the different aspects that sleep can affect within our lives, including stress, weight, colds, and even memory. If those cortisol levels go up and stay up for too long, then we will find more stress in our lives. Or if you're someone who's finding yourself getting sick often from, colds, it could be related to your quality of sleep. A lot more research out there than I can cover, but these are just some of the points that brought interest to me. Okay, so let's check out our next article on how sleep affects our lives. All right, this article is titled Brain Basics: Understanding Sleep. Quality sleep and getting enough of it at the right times is as essential to survival as food and water. Without sleep, you can't form or maintain the pathways in your brain that let you learn and create new memories. And it's harder to concentrate and respond quickly. Alright, so we're going to go into some scientific facts when it comes to sleep and how our bodies are affected by sleep. Anatomy of sleep. Several structures within the brain are involved with sleep. The hypothalamus, a peanut-sized structure deep inside the brain, contains groups of nerve cells that act as control centers affecting sleep and arousal. Within the hypothalamus is the suprachiasmatic nucleus, also known as the SCN, clusters of thousands of cells that receive information about light exposure directly from the eyes and control your behavioral rhythm. Some people with damage to the SCN sleep erratically throughout the day because they are not able to match their circadian rhythms with the light-dark cycle. Most blind people maintain some ability to sense light and are able to modify their sleep-wake cycle. The brainstem at the base of the brain communicates with the hypothalamus to control the transitions between wake and sleep. The brainstem includes structures called the pons, medulla, and midbrain. Sleep-promoting cells within the hypothalamus and the brainstem produce a brain chemical called GABA, which acts to reduce the activity of arousal centers in the hypothalamus and the brainstem. The brainstem, especially the pons and medulla, also plays a special role in REM sleep. It sends signals to relax muscles essential for body posture and limb movements so that we don't act out our dreams. The thalamus acts as a relay for information from the senses to the cerebral cortex, the covering of the brain that interprets and processes information from short to long-term memory. During most stages of sleep, the thalamus becomes quiet, letting you tune out the external world. But during REM sleep, the thalamus is active, sending the cortex images, sounds, and other sensations that fill our dreams. The pineal gland, located within the brain's two hemispheres, receives signals from the SCN and increases production of the hormone melatonin, which helps put you to sleep once the lights go down. People who have lost their sight and cannot coordinate their natural wake-sleep cycle using natural light can stabilize their sleep patterns by taking small amounts of melatonin at the same time each day. Scientists believe that peaks and valleys of melatonin over time are important for matching the body's circadian rhythm to the external cycle of light and darkness. The basal forebrain near the front and bottom of the brain also promotes sleep and wakefulness, while part of the midbrain acts as an arousal system. Release of adenosine, a chemical byproduct of cellular energy consumption from cells in the basal forebrain and probably other regions, supports your sleep drive. Caffeine counteracts sleepiness by blocking the actions of adenosine. The amygdala, an almond-shaped structure involved in processing emotions, becomes increasingly active during REM sleep. Alright, this next section goes into the sleep stages. So let's take a look at each of those. There are two basic types of sleep: rapid eye movement, which is REM sleep, and non-REM sleep, which has 3 different stages. Each is linked to specific brainwaves and neuronal activity. You cycle through all stages of non-REM and REM sleep several times during a typical night, with increasingly longer, deeper REM periods occurring toward morning. Stage 1, non-REM sleep, is the changeover from wakefulness to sleep. During this short period, lasting several minutes of relatively light sleep, your heartbeat, breathing, and eye movements slow, and your muscles relax with occasional twitches. Your brain waves begin to slow from their daytime wakeful patterns. Stage 2. Non-REM sleep is a period of light sleep before you enter deeper sleep. Your heartbeat and breathing slow, and muscles relax even further. Your body temperature drops and eye movements stop. Brainwave activity slows but is marked by brief bursts of electrical activity. You spend more of your repeated sleep cycles in stage 2 sleep than any other sleep stages. Stage 3, non-REM sleep, is a period of deep sleep that you need to feel refreshed in the morning. It occurs in longer periods during the first half of the night. Your heartbeat and breathing slow to their lowest levels during sleep. Your muscles are relaxed and it may be difficult to awaken you. Brain waves become even slower. Stage 4, REM sleep. REM sleep first occurs about 90 minutes after falling asleep. Your eyes move rapidly from side to side behind closed eyelids. Mixed frequency brainwave activity becomes closer to that seen in wakefulness. Your breathing becomes faster and irregular, and your heart rate and blood pressure increase to near waking levels. Most of your dreaming occurs during REM sleep, although some can also occur in non-REM sleep. Your arm and leg muscles become temporarily paralyzed, which prevent you from acting out your dreams. As you age, you sleep less of your time in REM sleep. Memory consolidation most likely requires both non-REM and REM sleep. Next, let us take a look at the sleep mechanisms. Two internal biological mechanisms, circadian rhythm and homeostasis, work together to regulate when you are awake and sleep. Circadian rhythms direct a wide variety of functions from daily fluctuations in wakefulness to body temperature, metabolism, and the release of hormones. They control your timing of sleep and cause you to be sleepy at night and your tendency to wake in the morning without an alarm. Your body's biological clock, which is based on a roughly 24-hour day, controls most circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms synchronize with environmental cues, light, temperature, about the actual time of day, but they can continue even in the absence of cues. Sleep-wake homeostasis keeps track of your need for sleep. The homeostatic sleep drive reminds the body to sleep after a certain time and regulates sleep intensity. This sleep drive gets stronger every hour you are awake and causes you to sleep longer and more deeply after a period of sleep deprivation. Night shift workers often have trouble falling asleep when they go to bed, and also have trouble staying awake at work because their natural circadian rhythm and sleep-wake cycle is disrupted. In the case of jet lag, circadian rhythms become out of sync with the time of day when people fly to a different time zone, creating a mismatch between their internal clock and the actual clock. In general, people are getting less sleep than they need due to longer work hours and the availability of round-the-clock entertainment and other activities. Dreaming. Everyone dreams. You spend about 2 hours each night dreaming, but may not remember most of your dreams. Its exact purpose isn't known, but dreaming may help you process your emotions. Events from the day often invade your thoughts during sleep, and people suffering from stress or anxiety are more likely to have frightening dreams. Dreams can be experienced in all stages of sleep, but usually are most vivid in REM sleep. Some people dream in color, while others only recall dreams in black and white. Clusters of sleep-promoting neurons in many parts of the brain become more active as we get ready for bed. Nerve signaling chemicals called neurotransmitters can switch off or dampen the activity of cells that signal arousal or relaxation. GABA is associated with sleep, muscle relaxation, and sedation. Norepinephrine and orexin, also called hypocretin, keep some parts of the brain active while we are awake. Other neurotransmitters that shape sleep and wakefulness include acetylcholine, histamine, adrenaline, cortisol, and serotonin. So that article really went into depth on the stages of sleep, the 3 stages of non-REM sleep, as well as the 4th stage of REM sleep. Also the circadian rhythms and how they can be affected, especially if you're like a third shift worker or a nighttime worker, or even if you travel a lot and experience jet lag. But it also broke down the different parts of our brain that have to do with sleep and regulating hormones. Now that we have a better understanding of the importance of sleep and how that sleep will affect the quality of our everyday life, we're going to take a look at some tips to attain a better night of sleep, to attain a higher quality of sleep. These are only a few tips. There are other ways out there, but we're going to take a look at some of these and get an understanding of how to improve our sleep quality. So this article is titled 17 Proven Tips to Sleep Better at Night. 1. Increase bright light exposure during the day. It affects your brain, body, and hormones, helping you stay awake and telling your body when it's time to sleep. Natural sunlight or bright light during the day helps keep your circadian rhythm healthy. This improves daytime energy as well as nighttime sleep quality and duration. In people with insomnia, daytime bright light exposure improved sleep quality and duration. It also reduced the time it took to fall asleep by 83%. A similar study in older adults found that 2 hours of bright light exposure during the day increased the amount of sleep by 2 hours and sleep efficiency by 80%. While most research involves people with severe sleep issues, daily light exposure will most likely help you even if you experience average sleep. Try getting daily sunlight exposure. 2. Reduce blue light exposure in the evening. Exposure to light during the day is beneficial, but nighttime light exposure has the opposite effect. Blue light, which electronic devices like smartphones and computers emit in large amounts, is the worst in this regard. There are several popular methods which you can use to reduce nighttime blue light exposures. These include: wear glasses that block blue light, install an app that blocks blue light on your smartphone, stop watching TV and turn off any bright lights 2 hours before heading to bed. Don't consume caffeine late in the day. A single dose can enhance focus, energy, and sports performance. However, when consumed late in the day, caffeine stimulates your nervous system and may stop your body from naturally relaxing at night. In one study, consuming caffeine up to 6 hours before bed significantly worsens sleep quality. Caffeine can stay elevated in your blood for 6 to 8 hours. Therefore, drinking large amounts of coffee after 3 to 4 p.m. is not recommended, especially if you're sensitive to caffeine or have trouble sleeping. The next one, reduce irregular or long daytime naps. While short power naps are beneficial, long or irregular napping during the day can negatively affect your sleep. Sleeping in the daytime can confuse your internal clock, meaning that you may struggle to sleep at night. In fact, one study, participants ended up being sleepier during the day after taking daytime naps. Another study noted that while napping for 30 minutes or less can enhance daytime brain function, longer naps can harm health and sleep quality. Your body's circadian rhythm functions on a set loop, aligning itself with sunrise and sunset. Being consistent with your sleep and waking times can aid long-term sleep quality. One study noted that participants who had irregular sleeping patterns and went to bed late on the weekends reported poor sleep. Other studies have highlighted that irregular sleep patterns can alter your circadian rhythm and levels of melatonin, which signal your brain to sleep. If you struggle with sleep, try to get in the habit of waking up and going to bed at similar times. After several weeks, you may not even need an alarm. Next tip, take a melatonin supplement. Melatonin is a key sleep hormone that tells your brain when it's time to relax and head to bed. Melatonin supplements are an extremely popular sleep aid. Often used to treat insomnia, melatonin may be one of the easiest ways to fall asleep faster. In one study, taking 2 milligrams of melatonin before bed improved sleep quality and energy the next day and helped people fall asleep faster. In another study, half of the group fell asleep faster and had a 15% improvement in sleep quality. Additionally, no withdrawal effects were reported in either of the above studies. Melatonin is also useful when traveling and adjusting to a new time zone, as it helps your body's circadian rhythm return to normal. Optimize your bedroom environment. Many people believe that the bedroom environment and its setup are key factors in getting a good night's sleep. These factors include temperature, noise, external lights, and furniture arrangement. Numerous studies point out that external noise, often from traffic, can cause poor sleep and long-term health issues. In one study on the bedroom environment of women, around 50% of participants noticed improved sleep quality when noise and light diminished. To optimize your bedroom environment, try to minimize external noise, light, and artificial lights from devices like alarm clocks. Make sure your bedroom is a quiet, relaxing, clean, and enjoyable place. Relax and clear your mind in the evening. Many people have a pre-sleep routine that helps them relax. Relaxation techniques before bed have been shown to improve sleep. In one study, a relaxing massage improved sleep quality in people who were ill. Strategies include listening to relaxing music, reading a book, taking a hot bath, meditating, deep breathing, and visualization. Try out different methods and find what works best for you. A relaxing bath or shower is another popular way to sleep better. Studies indicate that they can help improve overall sleep quality and help people, especially older adults, fall asleep faster. In one study, taking a hot bath 90 minutes before bed improves sleep quality and help people get more deep sleep. Get a comfortable bed, mattress, and pillow. Some people wonder why they always sleep better in a hotel. Apart from the relaxing environment, bed quality can also affect sleep. One study looked at the benefits of a new mattress for 28 days, revealing that it reduced back pain by 57%, shoulder pain by 60%, and back stiffness by 59%. It also improved sleep quality by 60%. Other studies point out that new bedding can enhance sleep. Additionally, poor quality bedding can lead to increased lower back pain. Exercise regularly, but not before bed. Exercise is one of the best science-backed ways to improve your sleep and health. It can enhance all aspects of sleep and has been used to reduce symptoms of insomnia. One study in older adults determined that exercise nearly halved the amount of time it took to fall asleep and provided 41 more minutes of sleep at night. In people with severe insomnia, exercise offered more benefits than most drugs. Exercise reduced time to fall asleep by 55%, total night wakefulness by 30%, and anxiety by 15%, while increasing total sleep time by 18%. So those were several great tips to give us a place to start when it comes to trying to optimize our sleep patterns. So that first tip that we were given was to regulate the light quality. So during the day, it says to try and maximize that natural light, such as sunlight, and at night, reduce the amount of light, especially blue light. Obviously, you don't want to be consuming caffeine when you're preparing to go to sleep. It's going to have the opposite effect. It's designed to make our body feel more alert and aware. So you want to reduce caffeine well before you plan on going to bed. Cycles are important. Our body regulates itself based on cycles. That's why it's important to try and have a consistent sleep schedule, because your body will be used to that and be able to stay in that rhythm. If you ever notice, if you do follow a very specific sleep schedule, then typically you can wake up on time without even the need of an alarm. It's risky, but you may notice that happens if you're staying on a consistent sleep schedule. Taking melatonin may be necessary for some. Now, environment also has a lot to do with the quality of our sleep. So if you're sleeping on a couch and it's a lot of bright lights and noise, you're probably not going to experience a great quality night of sleep. Compared to if you have a nice, comfortable mattress, good bedding, a good, comfortable pillow, possibly even a weighted blanket. These will help you have a better quality night of sleep. Your environment should be calm, relaxed, and promote a quality sleep. Also, meditation and mindfulness. As you're approaching the time where you're going to start winding down and go to sleep, you want to start to clear your mind and have more relaxing thoughts. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time thinking about things that are heavy right before you go to sleep. And that can be challenging, especially if you're in a stressful period of your life. But like I said, meditation and mindfulness, trying to be in the present moment, will help you when it comes to that. And exercise. You don't want to exercise right before bed because you want to have the proper hormone regulation to prepare you for sleep. But you do want to exercise earlier in your day. And so there's studies that show that exercise also has benefits on helping us regulate our sleep patterns. All right, so that wraps up this episode of the Infinite Moment podcast. All right, so a lot of great information there to take in regarding how to benefit from quality sleep, why it's important to get such a quality night of sleep, how it affects so many different parts of our bodies and our overall health, and stress levels, and just many different aspects of our lives. So I highly encourage you to try these different tips for yourself. Check out Dissolve Stress for tips there as well, and see what works best for you. But that wraps up this episode of the Infinite Moment podcast. I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.